Billy, you told me when we started talking about having these guests on the show, you said there was going to be nobody that I could bring on that you couldn't guess who it was. Well, I think I might have started out right out of the gate with somebody. I don't know if you'll guess it, but here's some hints. I'm going to give you some hints. He wore number 65. He is credited, now this might be some embellishment, he was credited with inventing the pancake block. I don't know, he set a UT record, I think it's like 37 pancake blocks in a game. One of the greatest in-state offensive guards to ever play at Tennessee. That's all I've got right now. I got another hint. I talked to your boy Jarvis Rito today. He called me when I was eating lunch. I said, I need some stories about this player that I'm bringing on. And he said that he got up before the South Carolina game, and he says, does anybody know what a gamecock is? And nobody would raise their hand. And then he said, it's a frickin' chicken.
Oh, I got you now, man.
You know who it is?
I know exactly who this guy is, man. Hey, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been at the University of Tennessee, man. He saved me three, 4 times from leaving Tennessee, coming back. So I know exactly who you're talking about.
Well, Coach, I'll go ahead and introduce yourself.
I tell everybody that Stoner didn't really fumble, that Billy knocked the guy back and caused the fumble and got it himself. And so all that story that it was Stoner's fault is not really true. Billy Ratliff, like an All-American defensive lineman, knocked that guard's rear end off. So I don't remember telling anybody I had 70 or 60, whatever it was, number of pancake blocks. I don't think that was Harry Galbraith I was bragging about. How you doing, Billy?
Coach, I'm doing great. How about yourself, Coach? How's things going on the hill there?
Things are good here, all right. We're battling them every day to get football back to where it needs to be. I heard the first part of your, while I was off air there, when they got you working on the IT, it'd be a little bit like me working on the IT. I worry about you, trying to get all the setup going.
He's doing a good job, Coach.
He's working me. I'm learning this stuff from my son. These kids know how to do all these electronic things, so it's been a lot easier for me, but hard for him.
I think that's so great, man, that you're on here and you got lots of good stories to tell, and you'll do a good job with telling it. So good luck with all that. I did radio there for a couple of years. On a station, I guess it was called Coach to Coach. It was went all over the state. It's really a fun thing to do. And you get to be an expert, man.
I'm trying. I've been telling Bobby about some of the times that I had back in school and some of my ex-teammates and how you kept us all together the way we were. I mean, because we had a lot of guys that were, I'll say, crazy, and a lot of guys that were good guys, and you needed that on both sides of the ball to be able to keep that type of team together.
Well, yeah, we did. We had a great staff that did that, and you guys, it's like any other 18-year-old, you really don't know what you don't know, and as time goes on, you mature, and we matured into a really fine football team. That was a great era that you had a chance to be a part of, and you were a big part of it. So thank you for that. I tell everybody that if Billy hadn't have been hurt a couple times with significant kind of injuries that he had to overcome, that he would have been a first-round draft choice and played a long, long time in the National Football League. Not many 280-pounders could run like he could run and make plays and do things that he did was quite amazing.
Well, Billy's told a lot of stories about you, Coach, talking about, you being a father figure to a lot of these guys, but he also talked some stories about during the game. He said something, I don't know, maybe you could rehash this, Billy. When you saw Coach clapping on the sideline, what did you tell everybody on the Volunteer Roadshow what that meant?
Well, a lot of guys, when they see the coaches on the sideline, they're chewing the guys out, or they're getting ready for the next play or whatever. Well, Coach Fulmer wasn't that type of guy. Even fans, they used to get mad at, when after I finished playing, and they used to get mad when Coach Fulmer walked down and he's clapping. He's clapping, but he's telling this guy good job. But in his head, to me, was thinking, hey, I'm going to get your ass on Monday, though. He always had this little small pad in his pocket there. I never know what he was writing down, but I knew he was keeping track of whoever was doing something crazy. And he was going to make sure we paid for it next week.
Yeah,
Coach, what were you writing down? I still to this day don't know, but I have a feeling you was keeping track of that.
I was keeping track of something dumb somebody did. I can assure you. Might have been a coach, it might have been a player, but we corrected it on Monday, and hopefully it didn't happen again to us. So, Billy, what year what was your first year here?
I came in 95. 95 was my freshman year.
95.
My redshirt day.
Yeah, you were a part of the winningest era in Tennessee football modern history. That period of time was a great time to be a Volunteer. We had really had a tough night. 1994 started 1-3 with injury to quarterback Jerry Colquitt, and that team actually is probably one of my favorite teams. Well, it probably is my favorite team, that 93 team, because they laid the foundation for what you guys did in 95, 6, 7, 8, when up through the national championship. So, good times. Those are fun times to remember.
Let me ask you a question, Coach. What is some of your one or two greatest memories you have of my co-host Billy Ratliff, everybody's favorite number 40?
Well, I mean that play against Arkansas was certainly one of them. The fact that he took an All-American guard and stuffed him in a big play and knocked him back, and he stepped on the quarterback's foot and caused Sterner to fumble, and then to have the hustle to go back there and recover it as well. That same year, it was a Florida game, I guess. I mean, Billy's just wreaking havoc, on the offensive line of Florida, all around the ball and making the quarterback rush, and I probably had a sack or two, I'd say, but one of the best plays I remember is Al Wilson causing a fumble down the field. How far down the field was it, Billy? Probably 20 yards, 30 yards. He's playing defensive line. He goes down there and recovers the ball.
Wow.
And that's the kind of player he was. So he was a hustler and all the time, and he liked to play. He learned to like to practice. I mean, he became a really, really good practice player, which makes you better. And it was a guy that the team enjoyed being around, in the locker room. But so, I mean, there's a lot of plays that Billy made that would be on a highlight film somewhere. He came there as a linebacker. People don't realize that he came there as a linebacker, and honestly, probably could have played it. He just got so big, and I don't mean fat. I mean big and strong, and so we needed to put his hand on the ground, and he did, and played great. Billy, I was with Coach Brooks last night or a couple nights ago. We had a thing for Condridge Holloway's retirement, and we actually were talking about some of that time in you particularly. So
Well, I think that's great. I don't know if we lost Billy, but I'm going to go ahead and thank you, Coach, for coming on the show. We're trying to do just a fan's perspective of Tennessee athletics is what we're trying to do, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to call the Volunteer Roadshow. Me and Billy, we're going to be really trying to grow this thing all the way through the football season. So I appreciate you coming on, Coach.
All right, you're very welcome. Tell him hello for me or bye for me.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.